How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel Make Money Trucking. So I'm sitting inside my 2014 Ford F-150, and why that's relevant is because you would be surprised how hard it is to buy a new F-150 pickup. You wouldn't think so with dealers overflowing on their lots with inventory. It is really a lot harder to buy one of these trucks than you think. Like I said, I've got a 2014. I bought this brand new back in 2014, and now I've got 125,000 miles on it. And just due to business taxes and everything like that, I need a new one, a new truck basically for a write-off. So, you'd be surprised. I've called so many dealers across the country. They act like they don't care or they're not needing to sell anything. It's kind of bizarre right now. I call dealers, they say, hey, yeah, I'll get back to you. I say, look, I found this exact specific truck, because I'm looking for a specific truck make and model of the F-150. And, they're like, okay, I'll get back to you. Or, then they just don't get back to you. And you're like, hey, I had this truck that I really wanted. And they're like, oh, sorry, it's sold. I'm like, well, I was seriously interested in it, and you really sold it. Or you call them and then they don't get back to you, and then by the time they get back to you, they're like, oh, that one's sold. Because I'm looking for like a specific, either a specific like a trimmer with a specific trim, or a Lariat with specific options, FX4 package, 5.0. I mean, it's just really hard to get. And in my state of, Colorado, where I live, it's impossible to get one. There's not a lot of they don't sell a lot of V8 F-150s here, and the ones they do have, I'm not really interested in, and they don't want to give any deals. But yeah, it's been a painstaking process. And then I've called on, I do go on Car Gurus and other websites. I don't go on their specific dealer site. Well, they'll have a price of, let's say its MSRP is 70,000, they'll have a price of 65, and then I'll call them like, oh, no, that price is actually 68 or 69. I was like, oh, that's the typical trick. Now that I've called you, the price went up $4,000. Typical salesman BS. It's like every freaking salesman does it. So anyways, I just want to share this with you guys. It's been really hard to buy an F-150, especially by the end of the year, and because I need a specific make, model, especially for like the GVWR requirements and whatnot. Only the higher trim F-150s have that. Like this truck I sit in now, it doesn't meet those requirements. But back in 2014-15, they didn't have that law in place, so I was able to write this thing off, even though the IRS kind of did me dirty on that one. But that's all good. But yeah, it's amazing right now with how desperate these dealers should be to move inventory, and they're not. I've been following a lot of Car Edge channel, a lot of other YouTubers on this scenario, and you'd be surprised at how much they act like they think it's 2021 still. Like they've got 25 buyers lined up for these vehicles. Now I haven't seen any overages on at least an F1 normal F-150s, but yeah, so I'm trying to get one, and it has been a painstaking process just getting a dealer to get back to me, and then trying to lock one down. So I don't know, I may not be getting F-50. I might be looking at somewhere else or getting something else, especially when I'm calling about a high spec one that's 70,000, and I've got my own financing, I've got my own bank, everything's good to go. I'm doing it for a business transaction, so it's not like I'm doing this and I don't have the ability to pay for it to finance it. But yeah, so let me know if you guys are having the same issue, and if you guys have any pointers for me on places to go and whatnot. But I will talk to you guys later and let you guys know an update when I figure out what I'm buying for the end of the year. See you guys. Alright, so another thing about that, it's also really annoying when you call a dealership, you start talking to somebody about the specific vehicle that you want, the trim, make, model, they verify that it's there, and then you ask them some more questions, they say they'll get back to you, and then all of a sudden you've got all their their advertising spam crap coming to you, and people calling you from that same dealership. Then you call them back and they're like, oh, who are you? And they act like they don't even know who you were and like who you talked to. And it's really difficult just to communicate with some of these dealers and keep the same line of communication. I've spent hours going back and forth on a certain vehicle just to have someone else call me the next day from that same dealer and act like they don't even know what the heck is going on. So that's kind of annoying. But anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll get to the. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. Just got to make this happen by the end of the year, as we only have a couple more weeks. So I guess we'll see what happens.